For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
I'm with Cal Poly slotback Cole Stanford to ask him some questions about the Mustangs' big win over Northern Arizona last Saturday. So Cole, Cal Poly just earned one of its biggest wins in school history against NAU. Was the team confident going into the game?
Yeah, I think going in every game we're confident. You never approach a game with the expecting to lose. So with some of the guys that we have on the team, it makes it pretty easy to go into the game confident.
Did the Lumberjacks do anything that surprised you?
We were pretty prepared for what they showed us defensively. I don't know what they showed offensively and what our defense saw on film, but from an offensive standpoint, our coaches got us prepared and a good game plan to execute against a defense that was coming away. I think they were first in turnovers in our conference, so we were prepared for them. And we came out and executed a pretty good game plan. So
yeah, you guys were definitely successful.
Yeah.
You caught 3 passes for 127 yards, including a 51-yard touchdown. Describe the route you ran on your touchdown catch.
I ran the wrong route. I wasn't supposed to run. I saw open field, and I know Andre Broadus. He's our playmaker on offense at quarterback position. So, I saw he's able to recognize stuff like that. So I saw some open field, and I decided to. I knew it was a play action, so I decided to get upfield on it, and luckily Andre was aware enough to hit me. So.
Well, it all worked out.
Yeah, it did.
Poly led NAU at halftime by the score of 21-13. What did the coaches say at halftime?
It was really motivating. Coming into the season, this was our first goal that we set, was to win the Big Sky, and everything was on the line at halftime. Being ahead 8 points isn't anything going into halftime. 30 minutes of football, a lot can happen. So it was they were motivating us, and they put us in a good mindset to execute for the second half. So.
Poly's offense is known for its rushing game. During the game, do you ever say to the coaches, "I can beat the coverage, throw me the ball"?
I like to let our coaching staff handle the decisions like that, but I probably do put in a little input of just what I feel that is open, or what we can hit them on. So, but Coach Cook's a pretty good job of seeing that stuff from the box. So Andre's
been a great leader at quarterback this season. Describe what his leadership means to the team.
I think it goes back to the first question when we talked about confidence. Coming in, starting this season, I felt like I had already been a 4-year starter here. So that was with him at the quarterback position, and so it gave me a lot of confidence going into the season. And even though I hadn't played a snap as a starter before this year, so he really was the backbone of my confidence. So
that's great. Cal Poly is co-champion during its first season in the Big Sky Conference. What does that mean to the team?
I think it was just a statement. We don't get a whole lot of recognition out here on the Central Coast, so I think it was a statement more to the nation and to the Big Sky Conference as a whole, letting them know that we are the real deal. So hopefully from years to come we can keep proving ourselves in that manner. So
Poly will be playing Sam Houston State in the second round of the NCAA FCS playoffs. What are your thoughts going into that game?
It's still 2 weeks away, but from our first practice today, you were out here this morning. We had enthusiasm, and I think everyone's ready to start up the playoffs. And having this first round bye, that was a blessing for us. And a lot of guys nicked up. I know myself, I could use it. Yeah, I think we're gonna be ready. Confident.
Why have the Mustangs been so successful this season?
I think it's the leadership on our team. Our senior leaders are hands down. You can't. They're irreplaceable. So I think when times get going hard, you're able to lean on them, and they breed confidence in you. So.
What's the hardest thing for a slot back to master?
To master, I don't know, probably blocking. I know I came from offense where, you know, I was normally used to having the ball in my hands. So getting up here and learning my role as a slot back, getting the blocks on the perimeter, that's probably it.
What's your hometown?
I live in a town called Chicago Park. It's a population of about 94 people. So
Oh, wow.
we only have a post office there. So
Wow.
that's I'm from a small town outside of about 30 minutes outside of a town called Grass Valley, which is another small town. So SLO is a pretty big place for me. So
Yeah. Why did you choose to become a student athlete at Cal Poly?
I just ended up falling into place here. I transferred from a previous point when Coach Walsh was over at West Point. I went over there with Coach Ellerson, and then Coach Walsh was recruiting me to Cal Poly too, so I came back from West Point and fell into my shoes here at Cal Poly and loved it ever since. Great decision.
What's your most memorable moment so far as a Poly football player?
I'd probably say the win, NAU. You know, we haven't won a championship like that. We won the Great West last year, but you know, winning the Great West compared to the Big Sky isn't comparable. So
Yeah.
I'd say this last game, most recent game, was probably the most memorable. I'd say.
What's your academic major?
It's business.
Do you like it?
Yeah, you know, I do. I was confused when I first came here about what I was going to do or what I was going to major in, but you know, I think I found my home in business, and hopefully I'll one day earn a degree.
Yeah. Cal Poly coaching staff's one of the best in the country. What makes them so special?
I think it's Coach Walsh. He's put together such an incredible coaching staff that you know, it gives us the opportunity to be successful. Not just having these athletes out here. It puts us in discipline and allows us to mesh together and execute perfectly as one.
If you weren't playing football, what sport would you play?
Either hoop or track.
Yeah.
Hoop was my sport coming out of high school. I only played 3 years of football coming in to college. I thought I was going to be either playing hoop or running track. My parents didn't like football too much, and my mom still doesn't. She doesn't really like to get down to the games too much. So, but basketball definitely was my other sport of choice. So,
Who's your biggest inspiration?
There's a couple of them, but you know, back to my hoop dreams, Michael Jordan. I grew up watching him as a kid, so you know, the way his work ethic and everything on the court and stuff, he was a big role model for me growing up. So
Yeah. If you could hang out with any celebrity for a day, who would it be and why?
Michael Jordan.
Same thing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Shoot, probably Man on Fire with Denzel, or yeah, it's probably Man on Fire.
All right. Good choice. What's your favorite food?
Shoot, I don't know. I don't know that.
Favorite restaurant in SLO?
I like Pismo Steamers. Coach took me out there a couple times, so you know, I grown to like that place. I wish it was a little cheaper, but it is what it is.
Good choice. What's the best song on your iPod right now?
Ooh, man, that's a tough one. You know, Gucci Mane just dropped his last mixtape, so I've been listening to that a lot lately.
Good choice. Cole, thanks for speaking with me, and go Poly.
Yeah, thank you.